Hello once again. It's Salud with Robert Gardner. We have a new beer today to review, and it is Altstadt Lager. This company is in Fredericksburg, Texas, I believe. I pulled up their website. There's a little bit of information about the beer. This is just outside. I think Fredericksburg is considered like the Texas Hill Country outside Austin. So let's see what it's got to say here. Traditional Munich style Helles lager is a bright, clean, malt driven beverage brewed with the finest German malted barley. Cold fermenting yeast from Weihenstephan rounds out this golden, refreshing German brew made right here in Texas. Interesting. Let's see what else they've got on their website. You can take a tour of the brewery there. Let's see, what are their, that's press, what are the beers? Now, this is where, again, I always find it interesting because these I've not seen. I'm not interested in the peach. I don't like so much fruit in my beers, but let's see. So I'm pretty sure I have the Kolsch. I have that to review in the future. The lager is what we've got today. I think I've also maybe had the Pilsner. I'm not sure. I wonder about these other Schwarz. Wow, what are these? Schwarzbier, Vienna Red. I don't know. And again, I wind up right back in that situation where I go, there's too many options. If I got to go to the brewery, what do you do? What do you do? So let's go ahead and check this out. I really like the can. This is just me looking at this. It's pretty simple. It's got like a crest, you know, it looks a little German, looks like kind of old world, looks like boars, I think, on the crest there. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see what it's like. You can see it in the middle there. The Altstadt, what is it? Light Oktoberfest. One's Hefeweizen. No, I moved the wrong thing. Let's see. Do. Oktoberfest seasonal favorite. Oh, that's just a light. Okay, that's what it is. So yeah, I really wonder about different beers and like what they're specifically made with. I've seen a lot of information. For instance, they talk about like the yeast that they use, which I don't know enough about it to know how much the flavor of the alcohol produced comes from the yeast itself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and give this a pour. Looks very light in color, but I expected that from a lager. Let that sit for a minute, and I'll put on my reading glasses to see if there's any information on the can that I can discern. Premium German-style beer, rich roasted malts, fine, smooth finish, born in Fredericksburg, Texas. A little bit of information on the Altstadt Lager and also on the brewery itself. It says they have a state-of-the-art brewery, tap room, and restaurant. Always interesting. But yeah, pretty nice can. It looks like it's got like so it's like the can itself, but it looks like it's got plastic for like the cover or something. It looks like you could actually be peeled off of the can. That's kind of interesting. It has an interesting kind of sound when I'm pouring it. I can feel like the letters here. Oh, check this. The letters here are sort of embossed, like it's got some texture as I rub across them right here. It's kind of interesting. But let's give this a light, kind of crisp, maybe. A little bit of citrusy, but certainly not like the Saison earlier. Carbonated, little bit of color, golden. Crisp, light. there's nothing about it that's like, how do I say this? It's not trying to stand out. It's not trying to be anything impressive other than just like a good lager. Flavor profile is very in the middle. It's crisp, refreshing, tasty, little bit of citrus notes, some malted barley, hops, a little bit of citrus, but nothing extraordinary. Nothing. If I had someone who, for instance, if you like Bud Light or like light beers or something like that, I don't. I tend to be somebody who wants to try different micro brews and like. But if you're somebody who likes, let me see if I get this to focus. If you're somebody who likes that specifically, I would recommend maybe you try this out. I don't feel like the beer itself is trying too hard. It's a very simple demonstration of a high quality beer. It's crisp, refreshing, and for Fredericksburg, Texas, this is the beer I have with tacos or barbecue or some kind of food, typically in Austin. This, if I'm drinking something with friends and I'm not trying to impress the beer snobs, is probably what I would go with, something like this. I don't know if anyone would have this and say, oh my God, this is the best beer. It doesn't have the most unique flavor profile, but very solid, great lager. I would probably buy this again. The one that I do have a little bit more warm feeling towards is actually the Kolsch. The Kolsch right here is the one that I think I like a little bit more, and I've had 2 or 3 different Kolsches that I'm going to review, not just from this company, that I found very, very nice, and I don't understand exactly what the differences are with a Kolsch specifically. I had to check real quick, and I do have one of the Kolsch just sitting and waiting for a review. I might do that one sooner rather than later so I can talk about these. But the lager, if I go back, let's see. The lager is super tasty. I would highly recommend this. This is allstatbeer.com. You can check out their beers, go to the brewery there, the brew pub, or what do you want to call it? It looks like they have private events and some other stuff that they list on the website. Very good, very solid. I think if I remember the Kolsch a little bit more, but I've been more impressed with Kolsch generally as a style of beer. And I think the sort of honey notes and crispness of a Kolsch is kind of interesting. Again, I don't know the exact differences between a lager, a pilsner, a Kolsch, and some of the other styles of beer, but we can explore some of that together over time. I may have to do like, I don't know, pull up Wikipedia articles, do a little bit of tutorial about it to be able to talk about what some of those differences are. But for now, the lager from Altstadt Brewery, again, you can check that out at allstatbeer.com. Super tasty, really wonderful, and I'll be glad to enjoy the rest of this one. Not overly sweet, not overly challenging on the palate. Little bit of sweetness, crisp, refreshing, great lager all around. I'll see you guys again soon on Salud with Robert Gardner. Much appreciated.